Welcome everybody to another Heroes of the Storm video. In the last video that Blizzard made available, we had a closer look at Cursed Hollows, and that was just the first glimpse at Heroes of the Storm. And we also, of course, wanted to introduce a little bit like the changes in gameplay if you compare Heroes to a traditional MOBA like Dota 2 or League of Legends. At the same time, I already talked a little bit about that most of the maps that Blizzard so far has planned are very objective driven, and Blackheart Bay is another map that really showcases this very, very well. So today's broadcast is once again highlighting how Blizzard is trying to kind of revolutionize the MOBA genre a little bit, and tries to put the objective-driven style more into the limelight compared to what we see in games like League of Legends and Dota 2 these days. So we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at the map. We also have a few new heroes that come into play, and I want to talk about a few things that also developed since we casted the last game. Since then we had a leaked alpha client of Heroes of the Storm that gave us a lot of new information. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the game and have a closer look at Blackheart Bay. Alright, Blackheart Bay is all about the ghost ship and of course Blackheart himself. What you need to do in the game is you need to collect doubloons, and then you can just hand them into Blackbeard, and if you have 10 doubloons, then suddenly the ghost ship appears and Blackheart is starting to bombard your opponent's structures. So that's like the objective on the map itself, but of course first of all let's have a little bit of a closer look at the hero lineup here. Keep in mind that this is our first cast, so if you have missed the first game, definitely check that out as well. And I'm gonna go through the essentials of the game once again. This is not your traditional MOBA like League of Legends and Dota. We do not have gold in this game, and therefore we do not have items. Everything is based on the skills that you see. Every single hero has 4 abilities, and that of course includes his heroic ability, aka the ultimate. And then we have a talent tree that later on comes into play, where you can just, for example, improve on abilities that you already have. Zeratul here on the side of the red team. We have on both sides Arthurs being part of the party, and here come the mounts into play, one of the utility tools that you have in the game to be a little bit more mobile on the map. It's actually really important. Like, the mounts are going to play a huge role, and of course right now we have still the alpha version, so basically everyone is riding the same mount except for Sergeant Hammer here, for example, who doesn't have a mount but he can use a speed boost. Both teams are starting to fight a little bit for that watchtower that we have here. Blue team gets it for now. Sergeant Hammer with that speed boost can really chase down heroes. It's going to be very important later on. Arthur's on the other hand, a damage dealer that has a lot of frost spells that can slow down enemies. At this point we have Stitches. In other games you probably know him as Potch. He can use his hook here, could do that right now, but needs to get away first because the blue team is already on the way in, and Stitches goes back behind the towers. Towers in Heroes of the Storm have ammunition, so once they run out of ammunition, they don't shoot anymore, they have to regenerate that first. Therefore you always want to keep your opponent's creeps away, and here once again the Witch Doctor completely caught out of position. Malfurion coming in with entangled roots and stunning him for a few seconds. So a nice first blood that we see here by the red team, a really nice gank. And now it's time for Arthurs to retreat for now. Vala coming in to help out. Stitches on the other hand is trying to get Uther, and Kerrigan jumps in. It Stitches with a hook a little bit too late. Zeratul coming in here as well to help out. Goes straight for the cleave and tries to do what he can. Stitches with a devour, getting his hit points up once again. And already here we have the spawn of the gold chest. The balloons being attacked and immediately also harvested. We already have one on Malfurion here. Red team currently on level 3. Experience in this game is globally shared, so you want to have one of your heroes on all of the lanes. But Witch Doctor once again being killed here. The blue team pulling ahead with 2 kills. Sergeant Hammer already using his spider mines, trying to set up another siege point at that chest that we have in the middle of the map. Really important here. Another nice fight. Entangling roots going down from Malfurion. Arthur's trying to do some damage on both sides here. And the choice of picking actually Sergeant Hammer on this map is, in my opinion, just absolutely great, because it is a siege tank, and therefore you have a siege mode where it deals more damage, has a higher range, and this is something that is absolutely crazy good if you have a map where the objective is really in the middle of the map, where you want to siege up on that position, you want to siege up on that chest, you want to siege up on Blackbeard later on if you try to turn in your doubloons, as we see here from Kerrigan. So really strong hero. It always cracks me up when I see Stitches on a mount. And whoa, what a hook! Gets Zeratul in here. Zeratul has the blink ability, gets away for now, but on the other hand we have another fight unfolding at the top, where suddenly Arthur's in a little bit of trouble. He needs some help here. 4 heroes of the blue team trying to go ham on the red turrets. At the same time, Stitch is gathering up a little bit more experience at the bottom of the map, whereas up at the top we have a lot more fight potential now that we have 4 heroes for the blue team, now trying to just push against their opponents. Once again, we have one hero going for that watchtower, the Witch Doctor, trying to grant that extra vision. Really super important in a game where we do not have wards, like we know from, for example, Dota 2. You cannot have that ward game, so vision is extremely important. You need to have those Xel'Naga watchtowers, or watchtowers as it is. And for now, at the bottom of the map, we have still the heroes trying to turn in a couple of doubloons, 4 so far for the red team. And once you have 10, that ghost ship appears and starts to take down structures. And at the same time, now Arthur is once again trying to go on to Uther. Here needs to be careful though, as Vala is coming in, and also the Arthurs for the blue team. Red team is retreating for now, but now with Sergeant Hammer in the picture, it's a completely different story. He gets immediately attacked here by the Howling Blast. Arthurs is trying to do his best, and here Arthur's actually in a lot of trouble for the red team. Is going back here, 1 kill already. Uther for now moves back. Mount is being used. Another Howling Blast by the Arthur of the blue team is going in, and here we go, 1 more kill. We have the blue team starting to actually take a lead in the kill department here. Level 7 against level 6 right now. The blue team in a little bit of a lead, but keep in mind that we still have, of course, also at the bottom of the map, 2 more heroes trying to go ham here. We have Zeratul moving in. He's currently invisible, one of his passives that he has, super strong in the game. And at the same time, Kerrigan still holding strong at those towers. They're completely out of ammunition for the red team, so they need to be careful. If they lose structures, that's going to give a lot of experience to the blue team, and you want to avoid that at all costs, of course. Once more at the bottom, Stitches is actually moving away, and we have for now the blue team turning in a couple of doubloons here. We have Vala, the Demon Hunter, already at Blackbeard's, tucking at his beard a little bit, and another hero kill for the blue team, actually, for the red team, my bad, sorry. A nice gank that we saw here by red. And once again in the middle there comes Arthur. Stitches moving in as well. Doesn't have a clear sideline for his hook shot. Tries to make that work, but here comes Kerrigan going for the primal grasp and pulls the heroes back. Really well done. Uther in so much trouble. Goes down, doesn't stand a chance. Here comes the hook by Stitches. Trying to use that once again, the primal grasp by Kerrigan. But so far Vala is doing a decent job running away behind the gate once again. And just a safety. Chests appearing on the map once more. Right now the red team leading a little bit in the doubloons. They need to get 4 more if they want to get the ghost ship, but currently red is really holding on to that position. 3 heroes up at the top going for that gold chest, and at the bottom we have Zeratul going face to face with Stitches. Needs to be careful here. At the same time though, Vala with the DPS is really trying to push the red team back, but a lot of doubloons have already been harvested, gathered by the red team, and they are moving straight to Blackbeard. They want to have the ghost ship, and it looks like they might be able to get it. Arthur as the Witch Doctor and Vala are moving in. They want to disturb that, of course. They want to abort that, but it's a little bit too late. Here comes the hero kill for the red team once again. Oh my god, Arthur needs to be careful. At the same time, Kerrigan is moving in, and Arthur for blue team goes down. The Witch Doctor once again trying to help out a little bit, but is really low on HP. Kerrigan jumps in, takes him down. Another kill, and the ghost ship also appeared. So right now Blackbeard is just going ham on the blue team. They're really starting to take a significant disadvantage in the game. They have 2 heroes down right now. They need to be so super careful. Here once again comes Kerrigan trying to go for the primal grasp, but Zeratul is too fast with the blink out. Saves himself in the last second, and that was a really close call for him. Blackbeard still doing some damage, but the bombardment ended just now, and we still have 6 doubloons for the blue team. Don't forget about that, and 2 of the heroes are already moving in. They would be able to get their own ghost ship right now, but they see the red team moving in and a little bit too hesitant, and too many heroes for the blue team to really deal with. And now at the same time, once again, Malfurion is being attacked by Uther here. Arthur is coming in, is straight going for the Race of the Dead, trying to do some damage with the ultimate. Oh, the Ice Dragon is coming into play, and guys, I kid you not, the first time I saw him, I really thought that Captain Hitsugaya from Bleach was making an appearance in Heroes of the Storm and going straight for the Bankai release. But now we have the ultimate for Kerrigan into play as well. The Ultimus being summoned here. Arthur's for the red team in a lot of trouble, being immediately followed here. At this point we actually didn't see the Howling Blast from the blue team's Arthur's. Could have done a little bit more. Sergeant Hammer with his ultimate, trying to do some damage. Here comes the Howling Grasp. Finally Kerrigan goes down, and Sergeant Hammer is in a bit of trouble as well. Now that Zeratul comes in, but they don't see him just yet. A blink forward, and immediately, of course, the cleave ability being used here. A lot of damage done, but oh, what a hook! Stitches going in, and down goes Zeratul. Nice kills here by the red team, doing a great job so far. 11 kills for them against 8 for the blue team. 2 heroes down for both teams right now, and the red team takes the opportunity to once again go straight to Blackbeard and hand those doubloons in. They want to have the ghost ship, and they get the second one. Once again a bombardment, and blue has to be so careful right now. They are starting to lose more and more structures, and structures give a lot of experience. And then of course you pull ahead with your abilities for the talent trees. Once again Kerrigan just jumping and going for the primal grasp, when the Witch Doctor, completely caught off a position here, is being taken down. Sergeant Hammer landing a lot of strength to that attack as well. Kerrigan of course immediately going for the pony here and moving back to the middle of the map, where we have now suddenly a couple of creeps being attacked. So if you actually take down mercenary camps in Heroes of the Storm, you don't get experience. No, you actually convince them to fight for your cause, and that's exactly what we see here. These two bad boys are going to do a lot of damage to the structures. They can be very, very dangerous, but the red team also with a mercenary camp that they just captured. So both teams actually going straight at it. Oh, Sergeant Hammer going down. Nice pick up. Look at all those doubloons. He lost everything that he gathered so far, and that is a massive win for the blue team. This is incredible for them. Taking out Sergeant Hammer here. Once again, the Ice Dragon coming into play. Arthurs is doing his thing, but things are looking pretty decent right now still for the red team, but blue is starting to make a little bit of a comeback, at least with the doubloons that they gathered so far. They just have to hand them in. Kerrigan once again with the Ultralis. We also see the Void Prison here for Zeratul. Not his best heroic ability in my opinion. I think that his alternative or heroic ability is much better for an assassin type hero, but still in this particular game we see the Void Prison. Heroes trapped inside are not, they don't take any damage. It's not like the like we have in Dota 2 when you are actually playing with Void Terror. Right now we see once more those two mercenaries going straight onto those towers, and you have to of course take them down as fast as you can, but that pulls the red team back to the side, and suddenly there's enough time for the blue team to hand in their doubloons, and it's time for the ghost ship to attack the red structures. And here we go, the bombardment has started. The ghost ship in all its glory in the middle of the map. Once again the chest, it's there, the golden treasure, and the blue team is using that time in the game that they have the map control that they suddenly gained with not only the mercenaries for them doing damage, but also the ghost ship to go straight in and get more doubloons. Nice, okay, by Stitches going straight onto the Witch Doctor. Once again has to retreat though, as Vala is moving in to lend her strength to it. Here comes Sergeant Hammer on the other hand, using that speed boost that I was talking about earlier, and also Arthur's with a little bit of a failed Howling Blast here. Didn't really capture a hero, but was at least able to push them back for now. The bombardment has ended, and this is the time that the blue team uses to immediately hand in additional doubloons, and that will cause a second bombardment if they're able to pull it off, and it really looks like they will. Yep, there we go. Bombardment number 2 has started, and red is really starting to be in a little bit of trouble, especially as Sergeant Hammer goes down. Once again, a massive fight occurring here. Raising of the dead by Arthurs. At the same time, Kerrigan jumping in, doing what she can. We have the Frost Dragon, the Void Prism, ultimates everywhere. And once again, the Ultralis trying to do the damage. Kerrigan goes down. Zeratul moves in too fast, and Vala with her DPS is able to kill her. The bombardment still going strong. Another fort destroyed. Level 15 now for the blue team. Red still down to level 14. 2 heroes down for them at this point in time. So it's 5 versus 3 for another couple of seconds where the blue team can still do more damage. They are trying to move in. They are trying to force the fight right now while they have the advantage. There comes also the Witch Doctor. We have Zeratul jumping in. Arthur's in trouble. Needs to move back here. It's too slow. Goes down. Stitches might suffer the same fate here. Here comes the ultimate of the Witch Doctor, chasing them back. Oh my god, Sergeant Hammer trying to move in. Stitches! Oh, survives for now. Moves back behind the gate just in the last second. Malfurion also survives here. Sergeant Hammer trying to now move into a better position, but we still have Zeratul invisible. He could go in for another kill if he wanted to. At the same time, of course, to the middle of the map, we saw once again the Witch Doctor trying to get that experience. You always want to have one hero on each lane if you possibly can, but at this point in time, there are so many gangs, so many team fights. You cannot really afford to have a hero on every single lane. The level advantage still in favor of the blue team. And once again, we see Red trying to push in a little bit more. Stitches with a failed hook here. And we have once more Blackbeard here being completely... Yeah, he's actually sieged up by the entire blue team. They want to hand in their doubloons. They do that. The map control for the blue team is what gives them this edge right now. The third ghost ship for them in a row now starting to act. We have once more Arthur's going in with a Howling Blast. Raising of the Dead, entangling roots to counter that. But Malfuri is a little bit too late. The blue team is trying to just take down the entire team here. Red is moving in with every single hero that they have, but a little bit too slow. Stitches with a really nice hook, but Kerrigan is in trouble. Kerrigan goes down. Here comes the Void Prison. Blue is getting into position. Uther all the way at the front. We have Zeratul blinking forward, but Stitches and Sergeant Hammer, they move back. 3 heroes down for the red team. Blue is doing what they can. A significant level advantage for them right now. 17 versus 15. The third bombardment in a row was able to destroy another fort. And we still have, well, do we have doubloons? Actually, we don't. We have 3 on Vala, but that's about it. So they have so much map control on the other hand, and that's the big advantage that Blue has. They control every single aspect of this game right now. They're moving in, taking down creeps, gathering more experience. If the golden treasure spawns again, they can just move into the middle of the map and collect those doubloons. But they are using that time frame that they have here to capture another mercenary camps. They are going straight for the knights. They can use that now to push once again, and that will put Red in a very awkward spot, especially since now with all that map control, with not only the mercenaries working for them, but everything else as well, they can just collect more doubloons if they get the chance here. Red is currently playing 5-man heroes, if you so want, moving in, trying to capture a mercenary camp on their own. They will definitely be able to do that without any trouble, but we already have Zeratul moving in. There comes the blink, going for Stitches. Stitches using his ultimate, using the Devour ability or the Gorge ability here. Nice repositioning. He hooks in Zeratul, and Zeratul goes down. Big win here by the red team. 1 hero down for Blue. That might be the potential comeback. At the same time, another hero goes down for Blue. Really well played by Red here. They're trying to make that comeback happen. The mercenary camps going at each other's throat, and now we have Uther with another heal. Vala is going in, but here comes an Howling Blast, and the ultimate by Arthas is being used for the red team. On the other hand, Arthas for the blue team, also trying to do as much damage as he possibly can. Sergeant Hammer is going in. Now it's 4 against 1. The blue team has to move back. Once again, we see Kerrigan with a Primal Grasp just pulling Arthas back a second time as well. But Arthas turns around. He wants to kill. He doesn't get it. Arthas goes down, and Kerrigan, she just barely survives. But Red is still trying to do what they can here. It's 4 heroes down for Blue. And this is the time that Red can really do some serious damage. Look at the levels that we have. 18 versus 17. Red is starting to get back into business. Can they get another ghost ship? That would help them so much, but only 2 doubloons on one of the heroes. They are collecting all the rest though, and that's 4 additional doubloons that we see there for Stitches. That could actually give them the edge here. But Zeratul moves in, interrupts the handing over of the doubloons to Blackbeard. Really doing a nice job. Oh my god, good job here against Malfurion. But here comes the Witch Doctor as well. 2 against 1. That's definitely not a fair fight. And here goes another hero for Team Red. Once again, Blue having the control over Blackbeard. And if they get another ghost ship, it would potentially be lights out here for the team. The balloons everywhere right now. The heroes going for the treasures. Kerrigan has to move back. She needs to be careful here. Arthas is not helping out for now. We have Uther moving in, and here going straight for the pony, trying to be a little bit more mobile on the map. Spider Mines being positioned, and we see now Kerrigan and Stitch and Sergeant Hammer trying to TP back here. At the same time though, we still have a bit of a doubloon advantage for Blue, and Blue is starting to push in once again. Red was really trying to make that comeback, and they did a good job, but it looks more and more like Blue might be able to really push through here. Another mercenary camp in their favor, taking the siege units here. A lot of heroes in the middle of the map now for the red team, 4 in total, but we have so many doubloons at the bottom of the map, and if that ghost ship spawns again for the blue team, then I am very afraid for Red, because right now they are in a lot of trouble. Here come the heroes in the middle of the map. We have once again another fight. Howling Blast going down, trapping Uther. Arthas being trapped by the Witch Doctor on the other hand, goes down here. The ultimate for Sergeant Hammer being used. We have Vala moving in with her own ultimate, using for strafe, but dies in the process. So many doubloons, and then gives suddenly Red the chance to change the turns of the tide. The Witch Doctor here with his own ultimate, not really as successful as he wanted to be. Blue is still pushing in, and oh my god, 4 heroes down
for the red team. They are losing one turret after another. Stitches was able to gather a lot of doubloons. If they would be able to just hand them in, that would be a major win for them. But with 4 heroes down, what can they actually do? When they were able to take all those doubloons, it was really great for them. But the fight in the end went to the blue team, and now the palace is under attack. And oh my god, they're dropping it like crazy. It looks like this is gonna be game, ladies and gentlemen. We have the blue team going in. Arthur, Zeratul, they take the palace, the bombardment part of the victory push here. GG, and blue takes it with 24 kills against 19.
Wow, great game that we saw there, guys. So really back and forth action, and it really showcases once again that this focus on the objectives in the maps itself, it plays such a huge part. Those ghost ships that we saw, they did so much damage to the structures, and if you lose a fort, if you lose a tower, that gives your opponent's team so much experience. So it's really crucial to get those doubloons, and you could really see how we always saw these fights in the middle of the map, trying to just go for the treasures and really take control of them. At the same time, right after that, Blackbeard becomes such a focus point on the map where both teams are just trying to hand in their doubloons, or at least try to prevent the opponent's team from doing that. You could also see that if a hero with doubloons dies, that he just frees them up again and they are up for grabs. So this is really something that is so great in Heroes of the Storm right now, and I love especially how Blackheart Bay plays out. In my personal opinion, this is one of the best maps that we currently see in the game, so I really enjoy matches on this map, and it just shows that Blizzard is trying to have a very diverse gameplay. We also see that a lot of the heroes are very interesting in the way that they work. I talked a little bit about that you are able to choose different abilities for your heroes, which is really important. We saw 2 Arthurs, we saw one for the red team, one for the blue team. One picked his heroic ability, his ultimate being the Frost Dragon that we saw several times, that does damage and also just slows down and freezes enemy heroes and structures. And at the same time, Raise of the Dead for the opposing team's Arthurs is also of course a great ability that we saw there, gives you control of a couple of undead minions, and it's just a difference in styles that we see. We also saw Zeratul in this game, and Zeratul, we've seen him in earlier casts already, and what was really different about him this time is that he chose a different heroic ability. We saw the Void Prison. Void Prison is a great thing in a big fight if you really want to make sure that a couple of your opponent's heroes are out of the picture for the duration of the fight, and then you can focus on them later on. You cannot actually target them while they are under the Void Prison. I personally think that for a hero that is very focused on hero kills and tries to assassinate, maybe his second heroic ability is a little bit better, but it's always of course a question of how exactly that works with the rest of your team. Personally, I enjoy a second heroic ability better, but if you really are able to pull those Void Prisons off, you can do so much in team fights, and that's what we saw here on this map in particular. So great job by the blue team here, they were able to push in. It looked a little bit like maybe with a bit of better luck in the last fight the red team could turn things around. Just imagine for a second if 2 additional heroes of the red team survive and are able to get their counter kills, then they get all those doubloons that Stitches just gathered up and hand them in for another bombardment for the red team, and suddenly the entire game spirals out of control again. So these comeback factors in the game are very important right now. And I want to remind you again that this is of course an alpha version of the game, so we're going to see a lot of improvements, we're going to see a lot of changes, especially of course the cosmetics in the game and the details on the spells. But right now the matches are also very exciting already, and I really enjoy that. I hope that you enjoyed the video, I hope that you enjoyed the broadcast. Make sure to drop a couple of comments on the YouTube video to let me know what you think about the cast, what you would wish for in the future, what you think about the game itself, and of course always follow me on YouTube if you haven't done that already in the past. Guys, that's it for the day. I hope you enjoyed the match. Have a good one and see you next time.